unbelievable. We're ready to go, and we're ready to show, and welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. It's time for another show. And it's been a long time since we've done a show.
Yeah,
it's been like...
Is the show on now?
Yeah, we're doing it now.
We're just talking about it.
Live.
This is the prelude.
I'm not good at live.
This is live. Deal with it. It's out there.
We're throwing copper. It's going to be awesome.
We're not throwing copper.
You can give me
We're not.
You can give me any 3, 2, 1.
One.
Right, 3, 2, 1. Here we are. Welcome to another episode with
me
and me,
Kieran, Morgan,
you,
and Andy.
Hey, here we are. It's potato revolution time.
That's right.
Are you all ready? Are you sitting down? Are you strapped in? Are you excited?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? That's a good point. Do you care?
They do.
Oh, strap in. Strap yourselves in. That's me strapping myself in.
He's got a strap band.
Oh, no.
I know, it's a strap band.
It's a gay strap band.
Shit.
Okay, so
well, it is.
People can't see what's going on, but basically Morgan's just got one of those. What are they called?
It's a slap band.
A slap band. So he's got a slap band. He's smacking himself in the wrist. It's basically.
It looks like a ruler, and then you go, and then it becomes a wristwatch.
And what he means by "and then you go" is you hit yourself with the ruler, and it suddenly wraps itself around you.
It's like a snake.
Yeah. But
yeah,
we got this because of our mate who's joining us today, Kieran.
Dr. Kieran. He's not
Kieran,
actually a doctor.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back.
Yeah, tell us how you got the slap band.
Yeah. Well, I think that was my way of being hit on by a gay guy.
You did get hit by a gay guy.
Yeah. He with that
He
thing.
gave you a fucking slap band. Like, that's pretty gay.
And it says got a website.
Called gaydar.com.
You know, which is fine, but it was just, why did he give you this?
Was this guy, if he's got a slap band, was he on rollerblades and eating, was he playing Tarzo at the same time?
he was pretty cool.
Did you get his number?
Almost. No. But the weird thing is, I like girls. I have a girlfriend. I'm not even curious about men. I've seen.
So why did he pick you out?
Because I got socks that my girl, I think, maybe looked like I could possibly be gay, even though they're not.
They're not overtly gay.
Alright, so Kieran's wearing his girlfriend's socks.
They are how they're not
just ambidextrous. One's black, one's white.
Yeah.
They're not particularly gay or girly or anything. No. They're loud. They're loud socks. I mean, I heard you.
I wouldn't say they're homosexual, but looking at them now, I go, those socks, dude, they're pretty gay. But they're not homosexual.
Yeah. Well, that turned him on, apparently.
Oh my god, you're wearing gay socks. Here you have a slap band.
I think he was.
This sounds like an excerpt out of One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I think this guy was just excited to be out and amongst people, you know?
Yeah.
Saw you and just went, here you go, take it, and slapped you with a band.
No, it was everything. It all happened. And it was on a tram, and
I dropped my coin. I bent over. It all happened too fast.
Suddenly, I'm now gay. Apparently,
yeah, I can't sit down.
Yeah, and I said, my girlfriend's socks. Because he said, oh, nice socks, and I go, yeah. Interesting enough, they're my girlfriends. Sometimes you get in those situations where you can't find your socks, so.
And they're in you wear your girlfriend's socks. I have that problem. She wears stockings a lot of the time. I can't find my underpants sometimes either. That's.
I don't feel like. Yeah, if you wore stockings, that would maybe be more gay.
Yeah, well, but the thing is, I'm looking at those socks, and I'm not thinking. Well, I'm not a gay man though, so I can't tell. Like maybe they do just shout gay.
Maybe it's like some secret
handshake
or something.
Well, maybe it's part of this whole gaydar thing. I don't know.
Secretly.
No, I've got gay mates who apparently you go on gaydar, and as far as I can remember, it's an app or some shit on your iPhone. So when you're walking around the city, you get this notification. It goes, there's 4 guys in your area who are up for it, and then you go through and you go, that guy's ugly, that guy's alright, blah, blah, and then you go. So depending on where you're going, your iPhone's flashing.
I bet you was secretly...
maybe there was a guy next to you that wasn't answering his phone, and he thought it was you, like, and he had the app. You know, and he... Like,
as long as I'm not on this website...
Dude, I'm going home making a profile of you.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna...
I think you would put me as alright, yeah.
Well, look, we have the technology. I'm just gonna go on the...
Don't make an account.
Google me.
No, I'm not going to make an account. I'm just going to go on the Google Market thing and just check out...
Okay, you better tell your girlfriend that you're doing this.
what it says. Is it free? Do you know if it's free or do I have to pay for it?
I don't know, go to the website that's on the fucking
I'm
site.
I'm not... Okay.
It's a very weird thing, though. Like, just a random guy to go, hey, nice socks, gator, slap band. Like...
and like, yeah, and he's talking
Mate.
about, how he wears a bit of purple, because it's the best colour for the, apparently, the gay rainbow. It's like...
I feel
like,
really...
I think he wanted, like, just a sledgehammer, like...
He wanted to sledgehammer something.
Sledgehammer, like his
A
gayness.
purple-headed...
Yeah, I didn't need... He could tell because if Kieran's gay, he is a really bad gaydar because he needs a sledgehammer. It's like his gayness is...
Now I can think about that song.
I'm going to
That
ask you...
sledgehammer.
I'm going to ask... which is the right one? You should know this. Because I've typed in gaydar into the apps, and I've got the gaydar radar, I've got gaydar, millions of men, gaydar with a capital Y, Grinder gay guy finder.
Oh, Grinder sounds... I think that might have been... That sounds familiar. I remember... I was going to say his name, but that gay friend of ours.
It's all right. Like, I'm sure
and Grindr.
he's like, we live in an age where it's okay to be gay. It's not like,
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck.
It's not Nazi Germany.
Okay, his name's Josh.
It's not Nazi Germany and he's Jewish. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So,
and also, funnily enough, he found his partner through gaydar.
okay. I just want... Yeah, well, look
Does
at...
he live in West Coburg?
No.
He
Okay.
doesn't.
That's where that guy lives. Sorry, shit, I know too much.
I woke up there this morning. And I was like, oh my god, touch for text.
I tell you how he tried picking me up, or maybe tried to pick me up.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't the first thing he said.
Yep.
First, I was looking to try to work out how
Is this the first date or second date that he started? So yeah, sorry.
So I was trying to find, which stop to get off.
Yep.
And he was like, I'll help you.
Oh, he wanted to help you get off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like, I bet you he was hoping my stop was his stop and stuff would happen.
You could both get off together. Yeah.
Stop it!
I'm sure you said that to him too. Yeah. So
I said, and I said, I'm going with my friends. I bet you, he implied, I bet he thinks you're gay too, and I think he thinks I'm kind of an orgy,
Okay, well, I'm looking at the apps now, and the one that we were just talking about then, the Grindr one, I was looking through the top 5 comments that people had of it, and they're like, you can basically, with an app, for people that don't know, you can, before you download it, you can look at what people say about it, and they can give it between 1 and 5 stars. And with that Grindr one, most of it was between 3 and 1 star, and the people are like saying, "This is a shitty app. Don't download it. It keeps crashing all the time," and that sort of thing. But that was the Grindr one. But the one that says gaydar radar, I'm looking at this now, and I haven't got down to the comments or the reviews yet. But the description of it says, a new option has been added that allows the user to enable or disable a siren sound effect. The user also now can control how sensitive the meter is when you tilt the phone. So basically, Gaydar Radar is a comedic app that features a meter measuring how gay someone is, and that's in quotation marks. What? Simply point your phone at the person in question to measure their quotation marks gayness.
Go to an internet browser and type in gaydar.com.au.
And then there's a note saying, "Note: the Gaydar Radar will read gay when the phone is tipped into the horizontal position." So that's fucking stupid. That is
stupid.
Yeah.
Well,
So
look,
go on gaydar.com.au and upload a profile.
the internet. This is such an exciting thing for this radio format. Yeah.
It's not even a radio. It's MP3.
You started it, Mog. You gotta finish it.
I can't finish.
Sounds like this guy Ben. He even said like I just like, oh yeah, thanks for telling me I go goodbye, and he's like, by the way, my name's, I think it was Steve or something.
Of course it was Steve.
Well, I
you know what I reckon? I reckon the guy was like...
he owns a slap band
I reckon it was just some dude walking around, he found this.
Yeah,
and he's just like, being a dick. You know?
Oh, no, he seemed pretty gay.
You did?
Yeah, he was like...
Alright.
How's that indicative?
But mind you, I was at the pub last night. And we won't say what day today is or anything because it might incriminate somebody. But, like, some guy just came over and he's like, hey, how you going? And gave me a hug and stuff. I don't know who the fuck he was. Like, I've met him, obviously, well, apparently, once or twice before. And he gave me this hug. And he's like, hey, I'll have a drink with you later. And he walked off. And apparently he knew other people in the circle of friends. And I just turned around to the nearest person, who was you, Andy, and said, is that guy gay? I don't know. Like, was he hitting on me or what?
Well, he was pitching my ass a few times that night, and I was jokingly around, like, turning back going, oh,
you were jokingly aroused. What?
No.
So his gaydar was...
I don't know.
I think he's just... I just think he was a drunk Aussie dude. I don't get a sense of gayness from him.
Okay. Anyway, I found the website, and it basically says, join now before you can have a look. So that is so
Gay.
racist.
Join now before you can have a look. What marketing is that?
I don't know.
The special website. Pay money before you get to see what this is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of shit.
Maybe he was just... Yeah, it's part of his job to be gay, and he just wanted me to...
He gets paid to be gay. What? I
Yeah.
don't... Where are we going?
It sounds like a bad movie.
No, yeah,
Very bad
he's
movie.
just marketing that wristband, and secretly he's got heaps of them.
So like he's being paid by the company to hand these out.
Yeah.
And he
Right,
just like...
Jesus Christ. And we've just given out.
He just slaps
Well,
him.
and now here we are. Free advertising for this motherfucker.
Free... Fuck!
Yeah,
All right,
we've
forget
fallen
that.
for it.
Don't worry about that. Gaydar dot what?
No, what was it called? Brodo.co.uk.
Yeah. .org. /face.
So, what about you were saying before you wanted me to watch Bridesmaids?
Yeah, did you
and we
watch
could have a chat
Bridesmaids?
about it. No, I haven't seen it.
Did you watch Bridesmaids?
You wanted me to, but I haven't fucking seen it. I've heard bad fucking things about it.
You've heard bad things about it?
Yes.
Okay, Kieran, have you seen Bridesmaids
No, you didn't tell me.
Okay.
Hey, have you seen... Well, apparently the dude equivalent is The Hangover.
Yeah.
The Hangover 1, The Hangover 2. Have you seen those movies? Okay.
Okay, there's
Well,
also...
apparently Bridesmaids is like the female version. Oh, it's just like
That's how it's
The
being...
Hangover, but for women.
That's
to
how it's
enjoy.
being advertised, yeah, the
Yeah.
female version of The Hangover. Well, that's what people are saying. And I went and saw it. When I say I went and saw it, I downloaded it. Well, I didn't download it, I got my housemate too. Her name is @.com. We're not going to say these things because, obviously, the government will come in the window. And then you'll be like,
Yeah,
yuck,
get
government,
some
why are you doing that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
so you watched it.
So I watched it, and I was mildly amused by it. But I'm slightly biased because I'm a fan of the girl who co-wrote and starred in it, Kristen Wiig.
Okay.
And she's a chick that came from recent Saturday Night Live, sort of like... So, Piers...
Is she the female love interest in McGruber?
Yes.
Okay, I know who
Yes.
you're talking about. Yes.
Yes.
Which one? McLovin? No.
No. in the movie MacGruber, have you seen that? Which is like a send-up of MacGyver.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she's in that. She's, if you've ever seen Flight of the Conchords,
Yeah.
have you seen the episode with, they go out and, like, there's a girl looking for a dog, and her name's Barbara? Barbara? No.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, she's that girl. But imagine if you knew what I was talking about.
So anyway, yeah.
Anyway, this movie is basically, girls behaving badly. This is something that I've read again by, like, some reviewers said girls behaving badly.
Okay.
It's a learning experience.
Look, it's a typical rom-com, really. But the only difference is instead of having a sympathetic character, like as the protagonist, the chick, her name's Annie in the movie that Kristen Wiig plays. She's just she's cute and she's kind of quirky, and she makes you laugh because she's quirky and does odd things. But she's not an actual nice character. She's not likable.
Okay.
So the moral is, chicks suck.
Chicks, no. So she basically she's a bridesmaid in a bridal party, and her best friend that they've known forever, she is getting married, and she's all excited about it. But her best friend who's getting married has recently become friends with this other girl who's got a lot of money behind her and is really exciting and beautiful and talks about going to Paris and doing all of these things that every girl would imagine doing.
Okay.
Or
Yeah.
this movie would lead you to believe.
Yeah.
And therefore, and that's where the conflict comes from. It's Annie versus this other girl.
Yep.
So as the movie progresses, we just realize that, oh my god, this Annie girl, her life is a shambles. She's hanging out with this dick. There's not really a boyfriend, it's just a fuck buddy.
Okay. And
she puts up with all this bullshit and that sort of thing, but she's not willing to get herself out of the situation and make a difference and do the stuff that she wants to do.
Yeah.
And then it goes on, and basically it's like a farcical sort of thing. She keeps doing things that you're like, oh my god, don't do that, and then she does them and that sort of thing, and it builds up and up and up until the final cracking point where everybody's just like, what are you doing? You're ruining your life. And then, she does the obvious, oh no, low point, turn around, make things better, and then it goes on.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did you recommend this movie to me?
Because, that's the basic, shape of the story, which is
movies with shape, man.
It's a standard. What? it's a
standard. I know a lot of movies follow that similar fucking.
It's a standard.
It's a formula. They all subscribe to.
Yeah, but along the way, you've got this awkward humor and a bit of gross out humor and that sort of thing. I mean, there's this scene in it where Annie takes them out to this restaurant where they all end up getting food poisoning. Yeah. But they don't realize it until they're at a bridesmaid, a bridal shop thing, trying on wedding dresses and things like that. And, they're all wearing big, expensive dresses and that sort of thing.
Spews.
And then there's the vomit, and oh no, I'm going to poop, and that kind of thing. And, it's a shitty time for everyone.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit could be totally off the ballpark. Sweetest Thing?
The Sweetest Thing? I haven't seen that.
Is it
yeah,
Cameron Diaz?
It is Cameron Diaz, but I don't think I've seen it.
I don't
I've seen it. The only reason I saw it, I don't know, because I'm bored and my sister had it. I don't know. But I know it had some cool other chicks. The chick that was in Cruel Intentions was what's her name?
Which one? Sarah Michelle Gellar or Reese Witherspoon or
no,
the other one?
The dark-haired one.
She's in Hellboy as well. I can't remember her name.
Anyway, yeah, that girl.
So, yes. Summer Blair.
Summer Blair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's pretty cool. She's weird. I like weird. Yeah. I do. What? No,
what are you talking about?
No,
don't cut that shit out.
But this movie, for better or for worse, it's a standard comedy that follows a simple structure. It's got characters that are likable or unlikable depending where you stand and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it makes people laugh. Whether or not it's going to appeal to everybody. It's got this gross out humor, it's got this awkward humor and this sort of thing. Yeah. And it seems to be something that a lot of people are talking about and they've got a big buzz about it. But I've got a lot of friends that are watching it and just going, oh my god, I can't watch this. It was a terrible movie. I walked out of it.
Yeah. We've got mutual friends, Morgan and I. A mate of mine walked out because he just went, this is bullshit. And this is the most dog shit of a film ever, so he fucked off. But his girlfriend the reason she walked off is because she thought that, oh wow, she's very feminist in the way she approaches a lot of different things, and she's like, this movie doesn't, accurately, show that women are this, that women can be example A, B, C, D, blah blah. This just makes out that all women are blah 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 blah. And I tried to say to her, the women that you're talking about in a positive light, they definitely exist. But I'm not too sure if this movie was about them.
Yeah.
I think this movie was just about the women who are out there who act the way that the women do in the movie. And it's marketed in a way that they're making fun of those people in a way that is generally acceptable. So you can get your market audience is huge. You're not like marketing to this very niche audience, but
it's not.
They hated it. They hated it.
Well, that's the thing I don't particularly understand about this. Like, she walked out of it feeling this way about this movie, and she didn't see it through to the end, and she didn't let the characters redeem themselves in any way. And at the end of the movie, they do actually redeem themselves. Like,
maybe it's just in the title, Bridesmaids.
Oh, I know.
So feminists don't like Bridesmaids.
It's part of the matriarchal fucking. But anyway, I was thinking about this movie, and whether you hate it or you love it, it doesn't fucking matter. It's just a movie. Get the fuck over it.
Yeah.
But there's a whole bunch of other movies out there that exist that have gross out humor in them, and one of the ones that I'm actually not sure about this one. Like The Hangover. I saw the film The Hangover.
Yeah. This
is the one that's getting compared to. They're like, it's the female version of The Hangover. What happened in The Hangover? I can't actually remember it.
Okay, The Hangover.
Ironically.
The first Hangover, what happens is there's a wedding that's supposed to be happening the next day.
Yes.
They all go to Vegas.
Right.
They get fucking drunk and they lose the groom.
Yeah.
And they have to trace their steps backwards. And you've got Mike Tyson with the tiger.
See, that's not what happened in Bridesmaids at all. I mean, they did go to Vegas, and Kristen Wiig's character got fucked up on something on the plane.
Yep.
But the bride wasn't lost. They...
No, but essentially it was about the...
drunkenness?
Like the groom's, the party. The groom's party.
Bucks or...
Yeah, they get so drunk they fuck up and they freak out, and then they've got to make their way back to...
I can't believe this concept
hasn't been explored before.
Isn't...
Oh, probably.
Well, arguably you could say it was done with Inception, but that's a strong argument you have to make. So,
we'd have to be talking in circles for months about that, but
Yeah.
But the other, when you say this hasn't been done before, I'm just trying to think back on my movie knowledge.
Okay.
Well, no, my movie knowledge, as most customers that come to the store know, isn't that extensive. They ask me about shit, and I'm just like, I don't care. What are you talking about? Jean-Claude Van Who? Yeah. But what has been done before is, the Hangover story. Of guys behaving badly, going out on a Bucks night and shit happening, and it all going to shit. Except
name some
Very Bad Things. Have you seen Very Bad Things?
Very Bad Things is a good example.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's a good film, but yeah.
So is that more like Bridesmaids?
No, it's not. It's more like Hangover.
Okay.
But what other movies do we like that has because Bridesmaids has this amazing, bride to be pooping in a wedding dress in the middle of the street.
Well, you've got American Pie, Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah. Well, that's what are there movies that you like? Or dislike because of certain scenes in them? Are you turned off by gross out humor or anything like that?
I love it, but
I'll say that back to when you
but I definitely, I'm not going to be sexist, but it's going to sound sexist. But guys,
I bet.
guys can. She's not being sexist, but it's a bit stereotypical saying. I think guys prefer more. We love a bit of gross.
We love base humour.
Yeah. Girls would go, that's just base. They can, and they can detach.
That's just base. I need a movie with fashion.
But that's the thing about. I think maybe that's the thing about Bridesmaids, though, is it's
combination.
Yeah, it's
girls like guys don't want girls being like that, and girls don't want girls.
Yeah. So like, I think this is a very progressive movie because it's sort of like blurring the lines between sexes, because you're talking about a humor that is more well, it's a humor that's like sort of attributed to males, and that's sort of like the gross out sort of thing, but then it's girls doing it, and it's them getting fucked up, it's them making mistakes,
so
and
total awkwardness.
Interesting.
And like and it to hilarious consequences, but like maybe some people just aren't ready to deal with that yet. I don't know. Like, it's humor, for fuck's sake. Like, you either laugh at it or you just go, that's not for me, but don't get offended by it. Fuck.
Interesting.
Well, so if as I was saying, girls get turned off if it's a bit base. What as guys do we get turned off and go, oh, that's too whimsy or?
No, the thing that I get turned off by in films is just shit that you're like, oh my god, like, why is this thing happening on the screen to me? I'm not going to give you a description of it. Just, why is this thing happening on the screen that I'm watching right now? Oh my god, that's terrible. That's what I'm...
See, I get... Like, okay, so, if an example would be there's a girl, she's watching a movie, and there's a lot of, like, poo and piss jokes, and visually there might be a stream of urine flying off or something. Something visually... And the girl looks at her boyfriend and goes, do you know what? This movie's for you. I'll meet you next door. I'm going for a few cocktails. See ya. I am like that if I go to the movie and it turns into some sort of a love story, troubled thing. Unless it's like a really well done, like, indie film, or like if it's a foreign film, I'll stick with it. But
just because they're speaking a different language, so it must be
smarter.
No,
but they tend to do it a bit more genuine, with a bit more.
That's not.
Sort of
well,
stuff.
like I can understand where you're coming from, because it seems to be the case. But there's a lot of foreign films, French movies, in particular.
I'm not saying all
that
of them
that are tripe.
Yeah,
Absolute.
no, I'm not saying they all are.
You're saying
they all are, but I'm
helps.
saying
It helps because they have to be better at it.
But what I'm saying is Hollywood pumps out a lot more shit that is just fucking not interesting to me at all. It's like
calculated, kind of
a guy meets the girl. Then he misses his chance, and the girl gets with someone else, and she's now engaged, and the guy has to win her back, and then there's struggle, and he wins her back. Oh, now they're getting married.
That's
that's
typical
a girl base. That's a girl equivalent of base.
Well, and that's when I see that shit, I just think I want to like kill myself. Like, I actually want to pull my eyeballs out so I can't see this shit, jam them in my ears so I can't hear the people talking, and like I have a really strong reaction against shit like that. If that it was changed, I'm not against love stories, but if that love story was changed to something a bit more not predictable and more interesting, like, even if it's something as soppy as, and this is probably a bad example, this is all I can think of, a dude and a girl fall in love, and they're 19, 20, some rubbish shit happens, and then fucking 60 years later, they bump into each other, and they're old people, and they look familiar, and then it turns out, oh my god, I waited for you for ages, and then the other person goes, oh my god, I waited for you, blah, 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 and then they end up sharing the stories about their lives and what they had to deal with, but the whole time they spent their lives, like, thinking about the other person. That's, to me, that's, I mean, I watch movies, I'd rather watch something else,
What about the 40-Year-Old Virgin?
That movie tricked me, and I wanted to punch people. But I thought it was... I thought it was okay, and I thought that the fact that the character, all he wanted was, that woman, and I'm like, okay. It was only by the end of the film, I'm like, it was an alright film. It was an alright film.
Yeah.
But when it changed from you're watching this film, and you go, this is a trick film! This isn't a film about this guy fucking up and doing... This is a girl film about love and about relationships. But fuck you.
That's exactly what Bridesmaids is. It starts off as like this madcap, crazy, farcical, these things these girls are getting up to, what's happening? And then all of a sudden it turns into a rom-com, which is like, the same thing as Knocked Up. Like, it's an Apatow film. It's the same as Knocked Up, 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Star Wars, yeah.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and Return to Endor. Yeah.
Although Forgetting Sarah Marshall did a not bad attempt at it. I found that one of the most watchable versions of that sort of trickly rom-com, but we're gonna
So what you're saying
What
is
is rom-com? Sorry.
a rom-com is it's basically a comedy
it's
about
a romantic
two people.
movie, and they pretend that there's comedy in it.
Yeah, it's a drama slash comedy.
Sorry, I now understand romantic comedy.
Yeah, so think anything with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan,
Yes.
and you're on the ball. Julia Roberts and
I just
Richard
never
Gere.
called it rom-com, man.
Yeah.
Us in the business, we talk like this, We like to abbreviate,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all it is.
That
It's,
was bullshit. I think it's fucking rubbish. Like, I mean, I'd rather go out and live that sort of shit than sit there and... I don't know, there's nothing about me that wants to sit down and watch a movie about some bullshit like that. I'm like, I've got enough interesting things going on in my life. I don't need to sit there and watch this thing. Like, I mean, I'm sure to other people they like it, but for me personally, there's nothing about those movies that makes me go, whoa, yeah, I can't wait for the next...
I tend to agree.
And I guess it's the same reason why people who like that, they're not like...
They don't like Transformers.
I can't wait for the next spaceship movie to come out.
Yeah.
And, it's whatever floats your boat.
But yeah, it sounds like...
Whatever.
Yeah, the Bridesmaids thing's alienated in two ways. One, it was trying to be a rom-com or a chick flick, and then it was also trying to be a gross-out guys.
Yeah.
Guys film.
But that's the only reason that I think these kind of movies, like, the Apatow sort of things, like, 40-Year-Old Virgin, that sort of thing, they appeal to me, is because they have that. And Kevin Smith is later stuff too, like, if you've seen stuff like Chasing Amy and
there's a bit of a
Jersey
dichotomy
Girl
going
and that
on,
sort
but
of
they
thing.
do quite well.
Like, it's a simple formula, but the reason that these guys appeal to me is they have that kind of, well, what's going to happen now kind of humor, as opposed to we're sailing through and we're going to meet this guy and then we're not going to like him and we're going to meet the asshole. It's not fucking Jane Austen updated. This is not what we want to have to go through every time we watch a movie, but we do. Add some guys poking their bums through holes in walls and that sort of thing.
It's almost the equivalent of like people who watch the Olympics and they go like they've watched the last 8 Olympic Games and it's like, what do you expect? You're seeing humans. There's a formula: swimming, jump off the thing, do the things with your arm, get to the end, bang. Oh, I can't wait for the Olympics next year. What are they going to do? Oh, it's the same thing, but with different people. Different people. Yeah. It's the same thing with these fucking bullshit movies.
Most people haven't got expanded brains, man. Most people are... Because they like their job to be simple. Or even if their job is, like, pretty intelligent. We're pattern-based creatures.
Don't break the mold. Don't upset the apple cart. Don't confuse me. No, I don't like it.
Yeah, fuck monotony. Jesus Christ, fuck that.
Yeah, creative minds are the ones that have changed human civilization and have created things like art.
That's why I think it's dangerous to ever feel complacent. Once you feel complacent, I think it's a dangerous. A dangerous area. Depending on what you're feeling complacent about.
Well, it's the creative minds that, create art, giant monoliths that don't make sense, according to the rest of history.
Good segue.
I segued it. I got us in there.
Good segue. Yeah. So, for people listening, what I've been fucking spending my drunken nights doing is absorbing so much crazy shit that's unexplained. So, a typical example would be the pyramids. Yes. It's an easy example. Everyone. How do they build the pyramids? Ooh, look at the blocks. Look at the blocks. How they do it. There's so much more crazy shit out there than the fucking pyramids. If you look at like temples, like the in Machu Picchu, shit like that, it's totally fucking weird. There's you've got sunken pyramids off the coast of one of Japan's islands. It's like Yogamichi or some shit. I don't know. Just type in Japan sunken pyramid, you'll find it into Google. And there's all these crazy structures, and the current model of understanding of human evolution, timeline of human evolution, can't explain it. Can't fucking explain it. So,
but why do you think this is?
I think it's... sorry.
I'm just
think... So there must have been a flood or whatever that wiped out a lot of stuff.
I would argue that to be the end of the Ice Age.
Yeah.
Because when the Ice Age happened...
And that was about 10,000 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the Ice Age...
I don't know, I wasn't there.
Ice Age was about 10,000 years ago. And the Ice Age, when you've got all these banks of ice, if there's structures that exist, the ice would have been that heavy, and when it was moving, it would have ground down everything down to a pulp.
Mm.
The only thing that's going to last is some sort of a stone structure as a reminder of that. And then when the ice caps melted, the Earth's flooding. The ocean levels are rising. Hence a whole bunch of underground things like the underground pyramid of Japan.
A theory why maybe there was some underground people and they survived.
What, Lizard Man are you thinking?
No,
are you thinking Lizard Man?
And they lived to sort of tell the story.
Oh no, there were certain continents, like say for Australia, for example, like when the ice caps melted and the Ice Age ended, you've got continents that are now flooded and the sea levels have risen. If you're in the middle of Australia, like Ayers Rock, when all that shit was happening, you're fine.
Did everybody just jump onto Ayers Rock when the flood came past and they just like?
But if you're in the middle of a continent when that was going on, you're fine. But if you're anywhere near the coast or anywhere near the polar caps,
which is where a lot of civilizations do sort of gravitate to because of it's the right place for people to be, where water and land meets. Like there's water and it's a nice temperature and that kind of thing. So
and so that's why you're fucked. You fuck with that sort of stuff. But the one thing I've been going on about recently is a place in Turkey called Gobekli Tepe, and I was showing these dudes just before a History Channel episode of a TV show about crazy idiots with their theories that are probably wrong, but they do a lot of good research and they come up with a lot of interesting facts. Anyway, Gobekli Tepe, it's a place in Turkey. What happened was, back in the late 90s, this goat herder was walking around and he saw in his land, it was like his land's mostly dirt and there's a whole bunch of sand.
Right.
Anyway, so what happened was he saw something sticking out of the sand, dusted away, and it was the top of a perfectly cut stone thing. And he's like, the fuck is this? Anyway, archaeologists got involved. I thought they excavated more of the site, but apparently, reading earlier tonight, it's only 5% of Gobekli Tepe has been excavated as of now. But what they have found is very strange monoliths, and there's relief carvings that come out of these monoliths. These monoliths are like 5-6 ton each. They predate Stonehenge. You look at Stonehenge, like, sure, they're massive monoliths piled on top of each other, but you can't really see any cutting technique involved. It's almost like, oh, that rock's the right size, choose that one. Gobekli Tepe, these are cut very finely. There's animals that have been carved, and there's like geese and lizards and animals that aren't actually indigenous to that area of Turkey. So it's like, how the fuck did they know about these animals even existing?
I think, so archaeologists have got to work hard and see, and try to understand this lost civilization more. So we can't just go, yep, suddenly things came about. If there is a lost civilization, they must have some cool stuff happening, kind of.
Exactly. And so a lot of people, you get a lot of people who I've spoken to, at least anyway in my journeys, A lot of people say, "Oh, it's aliens."
Journeys. You're just walking around the city. Yeah,
Exactly. So you get some people. I've met some people saying, "Oh, these structures exist because I happen to be. I believe in supernatural, so I believe that there's actually demons or there's gods or there's spirits involved." Other people say, "Oh, look, it's advanced extraterrestrial life, and they've come down here and they've taught these humans the skills and blah blah blah, and it was pre-Ice Age." When all these catastrophic things happen on the Earth, that's why you don't get any evidence of tools and bones and blah, blah, blah. You just get these structures that are strong enough to withstand that sort of shit. That's fine, whatever. Like, believe that. But you can't discount the fact that perhaps there were cultures that were civilized enough to create this with some form of technology that we don't know what the fuck they used, without attributing it to aliens or anything else.
Yeah.
Because
And they just happen to be destroyed by fire.
natural causes. And I think, I mean, look at it. If today, right now, if there was this catastrophic thing that wiped out a whole lot of stuff on the Earth, what's going to last? Let's think about it. iPhones aren't going to last. Laboratories aren't going to last. Cars, houses will be flattened. Skyscrapers are going to fall down. They're going to be buried under whatever. It could be dirt. If it's an ice thing, layers of ice ground down to nothing. What is going to exist is Uluru. What is going to exist is the pyramids. Hard.
A big fucking chunk of something.
Set in stone, hard, immovable shit like that. That will survive. And there'll be barely any evidence left after something majorly catastrophic that much else exists.
That's the sucky thing, is like, if something... It almost almost forcibly creates that gap where people have to go, oh, it has to be aliens, or it has to be supernatural, or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, do you seriously think the humans are that fucking stupid? In the last 200 years, we've gone from... This is what I was saying to these guys before. The example is, in the last 200 years, we've gone from candlelight to iPhones. Like,
You didn't say it so eloquently.
I didn't.
What was the thing that you said? You said something better before.
I said something else. What
You said, what was it? It was, damn it! It was so poetic.
Yeah, it was. I just forgot it myself.
Candlelight to AstroTurf. I don't know.
Candlelight.
Candlelight to Wonder Bra. What was it?
Some shit. No. We've gone from candlelight to satellite.
It's a satellite. That's right. Yeah.
In the last 200 years, we've gone from
if only you'd
candlelight
put
to
that out
satellite.
there, the first part of that.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
You just would have sounded amazing.
Yeah,
Now you
totally.
sound like a bit of a dick.
Yeah.
So you're basically just saying all civilizations can happen. And
look, not even... If people go like, 9,000 BC, there were monkeys. How did they get from 9,000 BC to 10,000 BC? In only 1,000 years, they've gone to crazy structures. And it's like, look at this current age. We didn't need 1,000 years. We went from within 200 years of candlelights to satellites.
But like, if you want to just look at the way, like, if you subscribe to, how evolution is, a given in the scientific community anyway. Learning and being able to do things like the way we evolve, the way we learn, the way we know how to make stuff, the ability to speak and that sort of thing. It moves in an exponential kind of way. I mean,
Sure,
the difference between the Bronze Age and the Iron Age, is a fucking huge difference. But the difference between I don't know. There we go. The difference between, the industrial age and, the technological age is it's a tiny gap.
It's so tiny.
And it's but it's because we've, it's taken us this long to get from this moment to this moment because we started out with nothing. But because we're here and we're able to we think more
can
because
analyze-
we've got the
there's more
tools and the shit that we
data,
need.
yep.
There's more, that sort of thing. So of course it's only going to take a smaller amount of time to get from here to here.
But
I see where
but-
where you're coming from, definitely.
Yeah, but it's got to be. But I can understand where I think there's so much room for there to be more progression in civilizations from, so we've got ancient Egypt's was one of the first proper civilizations where they built in Babylon and all that around that around
Jericho and all that. Yeah.
So around 8,000 or even.
No, it would have
6,000?
been roughly about 6,000 BC. We're talking.
Yeah. So, and they say humans have lived for. I'll give there's difference. Some people say 200,000. I'll take.
Well, they say Aboriginal Australians have been doing their shit for
200.
about 200,000 years.
Yeah, or even 100. Give us 100. It's hard to sometimes predate to. Especially know
that far back.
Yeah.
Pretty much where when it
Hundreds-
comes to that sort of time anyway, we're shooting in the dark. We don't actually know. We're just
But
guessing.
Even if, but that's still a long distance of civilizations not doing much, and then suddenly building pyramids. I can understand there being more other little
other pockets of technology rising and falling. No, that's perfectly understandable.
Well, it's that thing I said before. Right now in Australia, we're here talking into a microphone that's going into a fucking computer, that's going onto an MP3 file, that will then be turned into something that you can listen to on a fucking iPhone, a bit of phone you can walk around with in your hands, and we've got satellite this and blah blah blah. Meanwhile, in the jungles of Brazil, you've still got hunter-gatherers.
Yeah.
So when they date back history and they go, but 9,000 BC, we should have all been hunter-gatherers. Well, maybe some areas of the world they were hunter-gatherers. Other areas of the world, no. Look at Australia as it is. Okay, on the coast, definitely on the coast, we're fucking civilized. On the coast, we've got these huge cities and whatever else. Go inland. Go inland.
Go to Orange, New South Wales.
No,
and they're all dragging their knuckles along the ground.
Go to some Aboriginal tribes deep in the heart of certainly Western Australia and around the Northern Territory, but more so Western Australia. And these dudes are still
but there are
hunting
pockets
and
of existence that have not taken
they're
up.
removed from this shit.
Yeah,
they're removed from iPhones.
that
What's an
exist
iPhone? They don't
perfectly
fucking
well
know.
without.
Yeah, it shows we don't need to, it's almost a byproduct of boredom. We started creating stuff and all that kind of thing. Aboriginals, living in deserts, they just living from moment to moment to survive, they have less stuff to play around with.
Yeah, like Native Americans, just hanging out in tents, taking their amazing drugs and thinking about coyotes and that kind of thing.
Seeing the Indian spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good life.
Yeah, I'm jealous of these dudes. They don't have court fines for parking their fucking their horse under the wrong tree in the forest.
We've made our life way too complex.
It's almost like with that bull, we need to come up with dramas. We don't really have war. We don't really have warring tribes.
This is why we have rom-coms.
Fines.
This is why we have rom-coms.
Yeah, exactly.
We're bored.
Exactly. I think I might go back to a cave.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck it.
Fuck it. Julia Roberts, I've had
just-
enough. I'm going back to a cave.
Exactly. I'm spending $300 on a gram of DMT and spending the next 12 months in a cave.
Dear. So, speaking of, the world changing, the Ice Age, the next stage after that, but getting from the Ice Age to the next particular point in time, you'll need an icebreaker. And the best thing to do when it comes to ice breaking is to Oh, can I start the sentence again?
He's been wanting to talk about this
I
for
just want
so
to talk
long.
about it. This is my tenuous link. It's a tenuous link. Okay, basically, I love the idea of icebreakers, and these are little, just chunks, like they're like factoids or like things that you can question. Just throw out a line into.
You love throwing out chunks that I can question.
I know.
I clean that toilet. Yeah. Anyway.
It's you throw out these little chunks of information for people to think about it. Like it's just a simple line. It's just like, instead of saying, "Hey, how are you? My name's Morgan, and I live in a ditch. What do you do?" Instead of saying that stuff, just walk into a situation and just throw out a line. Like just ask them a question, like a hypothetical. And a hypothetical I've come up with is, what would you rather, constipation or diarrhea? Which one would you rather?
I'm going fucking constipation.
Me too.
Why?
It's less messy.
Yeah,
I can still walk
diarrhea,
around,
like,
walk around the
it's-
public and do my tax return and text people I've got constipation.
Yeah.
If I've got diarrhea, I'm fucked.
Think about it though. Like once you've got your diarrhea, like it's like, oh, I've got a bit of an icky tummy. Oh, and you get rid of it and it's gone. You don't have to
No,
worry
it's
about it
not
anymore.
gone. You spend the rest of your day going,
It might come
oh,
up.
was that something I need to be aware of? I'm not too sure. Oh, my stomach moved. Is that, should I start walking? No. Oh.
Sometimes though, when you're very lucky, you
I don't think I've ever been constipated.
you've never been constipated.
So maybe I don't really. So constipated is basically when you're backed up.
Yeah, you're backed up like a motherfucker.
And what's the feeling you get when you're backed up?
You got a sore ass.
It's-
Really?
Not like, but like it's like
like,
blocked up. Like,
oh, I need to poo, and you go sit in the toilet, and you're like, there's nothing coming out. Oh,
So
still not
it's
coming
like
out.
you got concrete in your
Yeah,
fucking
it's
arsehole.
like I'm full of business. I'm ready to go. It's just not going to fit through that tiny hole.
I think we've just turned off all the girls and.
in our our audience is now fully male.
Well, I don't think I've ever been constipated then.
Really?
No.
Man, you haven't lived.
Yeah, it gets
How can you rather something
If
that you haven't had
it's
before?
It's a good feeling if once you go. I sometimes go hallelujah like a.
It's a load off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how could you rather something? So you've had diarrhea before?
I've had diarrhea before.
Yeah. Let's just walk through
And
that.
The closest I've had to being constipated is when you really have to go to the toilet, but when it comes out, you're taking a shit,
Yeah.
and it fucking is a bit. There's a bit too much compacted stuff together. You go, maybe I might. Are there like razor blades cutting my ass right now? I'm not too sure because this hurts really bad. I think
It's
there
one of
might
those
be a
ones where
rock coming out.
you know, like you sit. Oh, here we go. You're sitting there and you're squeezing it out, and you're like, sometimes you're like, oh, I just want to squeeze it all out in one go. But sometimes when you're constipated, it's like, maybe I just want to like snap it off here and then break the other bit out a little bit later. You know, something like that.
Jesus.
This is, I don't know about what you do with your poo.
I didn't know you had like a Napoleonic game plan of how to win the battle.
I do.
The battle of the ball.
I'm sinking battleships.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, that's why constipation's better. Like diarrhea, just get this.
Diarrhea is fucking immediate, and diarrhea is like the rapture in the Bible. There's a bit in the Bible that says with something along the lines of when he comes back, he will come like a thief in the night. No man will know the day or night. And that is what fucking diarrhea is like. Because you're in bed, you're walking down the street, you watch TV, and you know, just like any second now, shit could just get wild.
I don't know. There's something I like. I'm a fan of modern art and postmodern and that sort of thing. But the idea of doing a Pollock in the toilet bowl, that is not something I'm interested in. You know.
Well, at least it's better than diarrhea, man. Unless you get some really interesting chunky bits. No, what?
I can't.
And therein lies the point of this is the greatest icebreaker in the world. See, we're all closer together now.
No.
Actually,
I'm
I want to
just
edge away
like-
from you guys.
So, just for the record, I'm going for diarrhea.
Right.
Oh, no, wait.
No.
Yeah, constipation. Go to Collingwoods. What?
So, have you learned anything this week?
Fuck. No, I've not learned anything, but...
Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
No. Hear me out. I haven't learned anything, but I have forgotten a bunch of shit that people have had to remind me the next day. What about you, Kieran?
Shit, they put me on the spot. I've learnt, don't put me on the spot. Yeah, but it's been really... And also, I just want to say that I'm looking forward to listening to this podcast. I shouldn't be so vain, but because last time I was on Red Bull and this time I'm on beers, and it'd be a bit
of a contrast.
Yeah.
I want to see which one's funnier.
Oh, they're both going to be shit. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's so, every time you've come here, how negative has he been with this shit?
I'm negative all the time.
Fuck off!
I just don't believe in the show.
And I thought you were just doing like a pun about, so we're talking about poo and...
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
What have you learned?
So anyone who's...
What have I learned this week? Apparently you shouldn't shit where you lay your eggs. Or you don't.
God, you shouldn't shit where you eat.
What is it?
No, you shouldn't shit where you sleep. No, you shouldn't shit where you lay your eggs.
Well, you shouldn't. Have you shat where you laid your eggs before?
No, because I don't lay eggs.
You don't lay eggs. Oh, I'm going to have to go see a couple of doctors tomorrow. Okay, well, it's been another potato revolution. It's been fun, it's been wonderful.
And I encourage anyone who disagrees with Morgan's negativity to write to us or do fucking some Facebook shit pointing that out. Please.
Yeah, prove me wrong, fuckers.
Do it.
Oh, that was angry.
Yeah, it was.
I'm
And
angry.
if you do agree that we're not being that interesting, give us some suggestions, and we'll say, fuck you, we're more interesting.
Yeah.
We got our own agenda. Get bent.
So here's us getting angry at you. I'm joking. We don't.
No, like,
We
I'm
love anyone
actually,
who's listened to this.
actually angry at every one of you pieces of shit for listening to this. What are you...
You're weird. No.
I'm just angry at myself. I'm going to give myself a Chinese film.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Sorry. Bye.
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 Someone going to turn this off?
I'm not going to.
You turn it off.
I'm not going to turn it off.